There was a joke in a stand-up set that I think came from Daniel Tosh. It was just a simple question. It was, how does Superman fly faster? You know, when Superman is already up in the air and he realizes at the rate that I'm going, I won't make it in time for whatever I need to do. How does he accelerate? Does he just simply think, I need to speed up now, and then therefore he does speed up? Or is there some kind of physical trigger for it, like he needs to tense up his muscles or something, and that will make him fly faster? It's fun to pontificate about that because nobody can fly. Nobody has the Superman power to fly without some sort of aviation vessel. And so that question will never be answered. Now, we can go deeper into that and ask, how exactly does Superman fly in the first place? Like, how does he get off the ground? And how does he determine what speed he's going when he gets off the ground? That's kind of a fun question, again, that we don't ask because it's not really relevant to, the average humans living. We won't really have to think about that. We just need to think about what Superman can do with his flying ability. I've been thinking about that more and more with taking singing lessons because my singing teacher, I think that's what he likes to be called. I cannot remember. He doesn't like being called coach. It might be a vocal teacher that he prefers. The person who gets me to sing better. He was teaching me about resonance point, or that's a thing that he's emphasized throughout the last year or so that I've been with him. And it really is just a matter of imagining that your voice is like coming out of here instead of out of here or out of the top of your head or this or that thing. You need to literally imagine that your voice is some sort of entity and you need to picture where it is going. And that's how you get a certain resonance point. Now, if you ask the bare basics of like, okay, well, what do you do physically to get it to go there? It's like, almost doesn't even matter. The same way as Superman accelerating, you just think, I'm going to make my voice come out of this part of my face. I'm going to send it up into the clouds somehow. You literally imagine it going up there, and it resonates in a different way than if you imagine otherwise, or if you don't take conscious control over where your voice is coming out. There's these weird, not perfectly pinpointable physical mechanisms that go on with human beings, not just with alien superheroes. We can think it's so obvious to give a detailed explanation of how somebody does something with their body, but there are still weird mental or metaphysical aspects that go into anything that we do. If you really overthink that resonance point, which of course I'm Joe, so I'm going to overthink that, you can start thinking about, why am I waving my hand? How did I do that? I mean, sure, you can say I just lifted my hand. It's a little bit easier when you can actually see the physical thing instead of a voice. But where does the impulse to raise my hand come from in the first place? Somewhere in my brain, you could say. How do I trigger the impulse that sends that over to my hand? I'm not really in control of that exactly over that initial impulse. You see, it's so complicated how this physical body that we call the person that we are works. It's so much more complicated than we want to give it credit for. And if it's too much to swallow when you hear metaphysical or spiritual mumbo jumbo talking about how we're not the body, it's at least worth looking deeper into and questioning what exactly is me. What is within my control? What exactly am I? And am I really at the control switch of all of this? I'm not saying that we should all just immediately jump to the conclusion of, I am just the awareness. But at the very least, we can say, like, that's one of the few consistent things that we can say, is that we are always aware of whatever this person is doing, regardless of whether we feel that it is within perfect, obvious, measurable control what this person is doing. Anyway, I'm going to go fly faster now.